Welcome back on Money Matters. We are having the pleasure of speaking to Norita Muhammad Sidek, the CEO of Menteri Besar Selangor Incorporated. Now, Puan Norita, if you can share with us a question on many people's minds as they anticipate Budget 2023, what's on your wish list?
I think the main point in my wish list is ease of doing business. Yeah. We need to attract more people, investors, local and foreign, to invest in Selangor. And to do that, we must have to have ease in doing business. In Selangor, I think what will help will be digitalization. My wish list is to have Selangor 100% fiberized.
Wow. That's a good goal.
Right?
Yeah.
Second is cost of doing business as well. Things are getting more expensive. Raw materials, labor costs, yes. Land costs. So what I hope is if the state government will find more innovative ways how to reduce the cost of land premium. Maybe the state government would look into paying it in stages and long, something like that. Yeah, right, longer installment. Yeah. And another thing which is important to the economy development is talent development, like I mentioned just now. All this, what we plan with the 9 sectors, with the 3 economy zone, it will not be successful if we don't have skilled people to run it, skilled labor.
Which fields are you looking at in terms of skilled labor?
The sector that I mentioned just now, one of it is aerospace. Yeah, that is one of... It's not new actually in Selangor. 60% of the aerospace industry is already in Selangor.
There, exactly.
Right, but we don't have enough skilled labor to support this industry.
Because the demand is growing.
Precisely. After COVID, actually, a lot of the aerospace industry players told us that they have a lot of orders. Those backlog that they have a few years ago, now it's been renewed. They have a lot of orders, and they are looking for skilled laborers to help them in producing the materials and the design of parts of the aeroplane. To do that, actually, the state of Selangor, together with MBI, we have a plan with about 10 aerospace industry players in Selangor to develop a skill set platform.
A training program.
It's a skill set platform whereby youngsters in Selangor, when they go into this platform, they will see that how do they start in the industry. They might start with the floor laborers, I mean technician.
Ground staff.
Yes. Then from there, how do you develop their skill? A technician to engineers, to scientists, to data scientists, right?
Is that part of Kerjaya Selangor?
Kerjaya Selangor, yeah, that's true. It's part of Selangor Kerjaya. But this skill set is actually a special platform whereby they can see their career pathway.
Wow.
In aerospace industry, because when we go through together when we have a chit chat with all the industry aerospace players, they told us that a lot of our youngsters, they wouldn't want to maintain to work more than 5 years. What they do is after graduate, they will only work about 2 or 3 years, and then they will
switch careers.
They will go switch careers, or they go to somewhere else, to Singapore or Dubai, right? But with this program, when they are clear on their career pathway in Malaysia, they will stay.
Yes. Especially hopefully when there is a demand, and if the industry is growing, hopefully in tandem, that the package of what they're being offered as well is going to grow in tandem.
There's another special program that we have with the aerospace industry players, is an apprenticeship program, whereby on the first phase will be training about 30 apprentices between Selangor State and GE. We will train these apprentices for the diploma level for 1 year and the degree level for 2 years. They will be trained by GE, and then GE will absorb them as their employees.
That's a fantastic program. Tell us more about your other items on the wish list. You mentioned something about communities, startup communities.
All right. Okay. We must be aware that SMEs are actually the main contributor towards, main supporter towards industry development in Selangor. And before they become an SME, they start with a startup, right?
Yes, right.
And there are a lot of startups in Malaysia, in Selangor, and we need to support them in terms of giving them, incentivize the creation and the technology that they come about, because they might not have enough investors who are interested in what they are doing. So the government, through our subsidiaries, we support this startup company, this startup community towards as angel investor and develop this startup. And I wish that more government projects or contracts are given to this startup.
I'm afraid that's all the time we have for our discussion with you, Norita. We appreciate your time with us this evening. Now, before we end the program, here's something on the domestic gas industry. Azaria Tagaya recently spoke with the Malaysian Gas Association. Let's take a listen.
With me now is Secretary General of the Malaysian Gas Association, Rosman Hamzah. Now, Rosman, how much has natural gas contributed to the socio-economic growth of Malaysia?
So basically, if you map the GDP growth and you map the consumption of the natural gas growth, it's basically you can see that it rises in tandem with each other around 1990s to 2010. So gas has been driving the socio-economic growth of Malaysia, and it also enables the expansion of energy access. So how? It's basically throughout the Peninsular Malaysia, we have this gas transmission pipeline called PGU, which is the the Peninsular Gas Utilization Pipeline. So the pipeline basically supplies to all the load centers in the West Coast, including to the power plants, which in turn supplies electricity to the industry and also to the consumers. So combination of all the energy access basically has managed to increase the energy needs of Malaysia and thereby improve the socio-economic development. In fact, if you look into the gas industry per se, it brings in about 135 billion ringgit per annum, and it also provides about 80,000 jobs to the wider economy. And today, Malaysia is basically a next exporter of gas, where we export gas in two forms. One is using the gas in the gaseous form in the pipeline, where we export to Singapore, and we also export liquefied natural gas, which is LNG. Through the sea carriers where we export throughout to the world, especially in the Far East. So our liquefaction plant, where we liquefy the gas into LNG, is located in Bintulu, and in 2021 we basically exported 24.7 metric ton per annum, which makes us the 5th largest LNG supplier in the world after Qatar, America, United States, Australia, and also Russia.
Amazing. Now, where does the natural gas future lie in Malaysia's energy mix amidst the energy transition?
Okay. So first of all, we have to admit that prosperity in the world is not balanced. We have certain regions who are what they call it, encouraging us to race into net zero as quickly as possible. On the other hand, around the world, you still have about 759 million people who have no access to electricity, and about 2.6 billion other people who basically do not have access to clean cooking. So for developing nation like us, whenever we want to prosper or energy transition, we look into balancing the energy trilemma, which is balancing the the energy security, energy equitability, and also environment sustainability. So therefore, when we do talk about energy transition, it must be pragmatic and also orderly and also equitable.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Rosman, for sharing your views with Money Matters.
Okay, thank you very much.
you.
Thank you for inviting me.
For the past half hour, you've been with us on Money Matters. For joining us today, thank you once again, Norita Muhammad Sidek, the CEO of Menteri Besar Selangor Incorporated. We'll be back next week with more money insights that matter. Until then, I'm Anita Woo. Thank you for watching and have a good weekend.